webcam studio crapped down on me when I have to do this infuriating puzzle. Much sad. You're gonna have to go to someone else's video. Okay, wait, where do I go? Oh, yes. How do I? Um... What? I don't know. Alright. Trick Arena or the thing I got? I bought some others through like games. Yeah, we are. Yeah, like they say, I get it a couple times, the fire, and then it just doesn't work. I put the thing, I put the wood.
Yeah, you can't wait too long.
I didn't.
Well,
The
what
first
did it look
time.
like?
The first time I helped it, there were coals. There was an orange, and I
Did you
put
open
a
it up?
log. Yes.
Usually if there's a lot of coals in there, you can throw a big piece in there even, and
Oh,
if you open it up.
threw a marginally sized one.
But if there's just like a slight layer of coals in there and you put a big piece, it won't work. You should watch the movies.
Yeah.
You gotta take them back on Thursday. Thor and either Thor or Wolverine.
Yeah.
I gotta take those two back because they're moving. Can't do the movie.
There's no way we can come up with a suitable dinner and a movie, I guess. To come up with Wolverine and Thor. Yes, grilled cheese and canned soup is very, what do you call it?
Maybe use a hammer pound that with cheese.
Oh, I forget how it's pronounced. Well, I mean, if you're not going to go by the Marvel version, we could have goat, but we don't have any goat.
Yeah.
The real Thor had magical goats that would pull a chariot. I think it was him, and the goat would always be. The goats would get resurrected after each day, and then there was some guy that or a kid or something that he shared goat meat with, and he wanted to get the marrow from the bone, and because he broke it open, that didn't heal when the goat came back to life. So his goat was lame, and I forget what he did to the person. He punished them pretty bad. Yeah, it's something they forgot to put in like Loki's children, and that he's the father of Odin's horse. No, the mom, I think. Yes, the mom. I think that's how it went.
Rachel Canning wants the court to declare that she's not emancipated because under the law, a parent has an obligation to support their child if he or she is not emancipated. But the attorney for the parent says she's an emancipated adult. Coming up at 6, Christine Sloan is in the courtroom in Morristown, and we'll have much more on the judge's decision today. Christine?
All right, Alice, thank you. Now to the glamorous couple from a hit reality show. They're now facing jail time after admitting to living a lifestyle based on lies. Teresa and Joe Giudice of the Real Housewives of New Jersey were in a Newark court today to plead guilty to multiple fraud charges as part of the plea deal. CBS 2's Emily Smith is here now with those details. Emily?
Christine, in federal court, the reality TV star seemed uncharacteristically composed, repeatedly saying, "These Two reality TV stars, Teresa and Joe Giudice, seen here walking into court, pleaded guilty as part of a deal to spare them from a lifetime behind bars if convicted in a trial. Under this deal, the couple still face several years in prison for hiding income and tax evasion. The Giudices avoided all questions and looked emotionless in and out of court, a far cry from their family's previous behavior, which includes cursing and shoving in court. Their attorneys spoke for them today, admitting wrongdoing in loan and bankruptcy fraud on part of a 41-count indictment. Teresa Giudice's guilty pleas include hiding money she made starring on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's one of the highest paid on the show.
She was very nervous, very apprehensive.
So
very
she's not
scared,
that real.
Uncharacteristic
Like any of
for her.
them are.
But nevertheless, she's a strong woman. She's a strong mother, a strong wife.
Real
Her
hacks
husband
of
pleaded guilty
somewhere.
to lying on bank loan applications, hiding assets, and tax evasion. An Italian citizen who's been here since he was a baby also faces being deported after serving time.
He didn't even know that he was not a citizen. He's here legally, of course. Everybody in his family, including Teresa and the children, are citizens. I think it would be a grave injustice for him to be deported.
Teresa Giudice took to Twitter while in court with upbeat replies to fans wishing her luck. Here's Giudice on social media Saturday at an event for one of her products, Smiling. She released this statement right after leaving court. Today I took responsibility for a series of is set for July 8th. Maurice?
Emily, thank you. We are following breaking news now from South Jersey.
Oh, there it is.
A gas line explosion has leveled a townhouse development. Video from Chopper 2 shows the devastation. The homes were blown to bits. This is in Ewing, about 10 miles outside of Trenton. At least 7 people have been injured. Cell phone video shows the complex burning out of control at one point. What's to say it felt like a bomb had exploded. According to PSE&G, a contractor damaged a gas line. Crews were making repairs when the blast happened. Now to a live look from Chopper 2 over the scene in Ewing, where New Jersey firefighters are still putting out hot spots.
Governor Cuomo delivers a stunning blow to Mayor de Blasio during a surprise appearance at a massive charter school rally in Albany. Students and parents from New York City braved the cold, harsh conditions to stand up for their charter schools. CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer was there and has more on the shutdown showdown.
The t-shirts read #ChartersWork, but Governor Cuomo had his own message for Mayor Bill de Blasio, #CharterThis.
Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. The education industry has said the same
But
thing
can you
for
play it,
decades.
Link?
More money, more money, more money, and it'll change. We spend more money per pupil than any state in the nation. We're number 32 in results.
At a rally attended by what organizers claimed was 11,000 charter kids and parents, Governor Cuomo took issue with Mayor de Blasio's decision to deny 3 charter schools rent-free space in city schools. Cuomo said he is committed to making sure that they and other charter schools have the money and physical space to survive. Also attending the rally were parents and students from Harlem Success Academy, a school that will have to close because Mayor de Blasio is throwing it out of the space that it occupies in a public school. How do you feel about the fact that de Blasio wants to close Harlem Success?
I don't understand. You know, they get in the office and they say one thing, and when they get in the office, they do a whole nother thing. So I'm definitely upset.
Just blocks away, Mayor de Blasio attended a rally to pressure lawmakers to approve a tax on the rich to fund his pre-K program. There were far fewer there, under 1,000.
By the force of our words and the force of our commitment and the force of our compassion and our heart for our children,
Oh, hi,
we are
Gary.
going to keep this issue moving forward because we know it is the future.
We say in this country, no child left behind. So the no child left behind start with the pre-K. I don't have no problem with them taxing the rich.
The mayor and his supporters also lobbied individual lawmakers, but so far there's no indication he's any closer to getting that tax. In Albany, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.
There will be no decisions on money for pre-K and charter schools until the state budget is passed. The deadline is March 31st.
International pressure is mounted tonight for Russia to withdraw its troops from the Crimea region in Ukraine, but a defiant Vladimir
Liar.
Putin is not backing down. CBS 2's Dick Brennan here now with the latest. Dick.
Yeah, Maurice, we heard from the Russian president today who talked tough but tried to cool tensions, insisting his troops had not invaded Crimea. But President Obama accused Putin of a clear violation of international law.
I know President Putin seems to have a different set of lawyers making a different set of interpretations, but I don't think that's fooling anybody.
President Obama responded to Russian President Vladimir Putin, who today, in his classic swaggering style, essentially said of Crimea, invasion? What invasion?
I want you to understand clearly. If we do this, it will only be to protect local people.
Putin says that thousands of forces on the ground in Crimea are not Russian soldiers, but self-defense teams, something most in the West find simply impossible to believe. In Crimea, Russian troops fired warning shots over unarmed Ukrainians, while in Kiev, Secretary of State John Kerry honored rebels killed in the fighting and promised $1 billion in aid. But administration critics say that President Obama just doesn't get Vladimir Putin.
He does not understand that Vladimir Putin is an old KGB colonel bent on restoration of the Russian Empire.
The West is considering various sanctions against Russia, including freezing overseas assets of Russian individuals and companies, an international travel ban against Russian leaders and business people, and perhaps even excluding Russian banks from the international financial system. Experts say on Russia, the U.S. is pursuing a two-track approach.
One is to prepare punitive measures against Vladimir Putin if he doesn't agree to make progress on the issue, and two is to give him an off-ramp to allow him a path of diplomacy that would allow him to escape this crisis, avoiding the punishments that the U.S. and the rest of the West are preparing.
Russia has agreed to a NATO request to discuss